What's up, y'all? Welcome to Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. And today, gentlemen, Christmas has come early. We're going to talk about,
Has it?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy's holiday special. Um, I'll give you the synopsis. I feel like we don't really need to do a crazy recap. The story is very simple. It's a 45-minute, very tight story. But Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket Mantis, and Groot engage in some spirited shenanigans in an all-new original special created for Disney+. Basically, Star-Lord is sad because, of course, Gamora is dead. And the alternate timeline, Gamora is just gone somewhere. We don't know where she is. She left. So you got these characters. They're on this planet that I think they kind of saved, and they're kind of chilling, holding up shop there. And Star Lord talked about Christmas. The stories about Christmas going over and over again. Mantis is like, yo, he's my half brother. He doesn't know it. And as his sister, I feel obligated for him to have a good Christmas. What does he want for Christmas? Who does he want for Christmas, Rich? He wants Kevin freaking Bacon. So they go to Earth to abduct Kevin Bacon, Drax and Mantis. They do abduct Kevin Bacon, bring him there. And basically, we find out that it's all lovely. And what was really touching is you had Star Lord and what's his face? Michael Rooker. What's his character's name? Blue Dude.
Yandu.
Yondu, yeah.
And the book ends with Yondu. In the beginning, Yondu says, "Bah humbug, I hate Christmas." The rest of the story, we see that actually he does wind up seeing the gift that Peter gave to him, and he winds up giving him freaking guns because that's a good dad, right? Give me some freaking blasters for Christmas. That's kind of the story, guys. So let's just jump into it. We can be all over the place. What did you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special? Spoiler alert. I already spoiled
Spoiler,
it. So.
spoiler alert. I had problems with this content actually. I thought, it's funny when you asked us a while back. We had the debate. What content would you tell someone who's never seen a comic book superhero content? What would you tell them to watch? I said Guardians 1 is the thing I would have someone watch who's never seen any kind of content ever before. Is such a good standalone. My problem with this content is it does a couple things that don't work. I enjoyed it, but I don't know that I enjoyed it enough where I was happy that it existed. I love that they put Kevin Bacon in it, but it felt cheap. It definitely felt like television, not like cinema. And you could tell the budget disparity. Like whatever this was shot for, based off what the other things are shot for, it must be significantly different. And you could feel it, you could see it. The fact that Mantis is Peter Quill's sister made zero sense because the whole reason Ego wanted Peter Quill in the first place is because that's the only time where he procreated with someone and it actually worked. So then how is Mantis his sister? That made zero sense to me because it defied the storyline of the whole point of the second movie. And the whole point of why Ego wanted Peter Quill stolen off of Earth. I'm like, what do you mean I like it. Yes, it's Christmas. I guess you're trying to get me in the feels, but I'm sorry. You're betraying the whole point of the content you'd created with these characters in the first place to say he's even got family at this point. So I don't know that I can agree with that unless I completely missed the mark somewhere along the way, but I don't think I did.
I think you did.
Go back and watch
You never
Guardians
said
2.
that the other children didn't work. They didn't work to his plan, but she had her own little special abilities, which he used.
I thought in that little slideshow montage of Ego going around having sex with all the different creatures of all these different worlds, eventually they all led to not working out. But
Yeah, they were like
Peter,
failures. They were like failures because they weren't able to I guess sync with him.
Yeah, he had other children.
Yeah.
I think Peter Quill was the only one that had the celestial gene that he could do. So
Right.
Ego went and killed his other children.
why not her?
Because she could make him sleep when he needed to
Right.
sleep.
I don't know.
She was a big Bow's equal for him.
I don't know, Jack.
Right.
I think this one does check.
All I know is that go ahead, Lawrence.
No. I was saying Mantis is a celestial hybrid empath who's with ability. She was raised alone by her father, Ego.
Okay, well I stand corrected then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then
Why are you
fine.
dancing, Rich?
Stand corrected.
All I
First
know
of
is
all,
that this show made GoBots canon. GoBots is now
it did though.
Marvel Universe
It
Not,
MCU
not
canon.
just that, Chris. They also have Batman movies and comic books in the Marvel Cinematic
Yeah.
Universe.
What did exactly what did Kevin Bacon do? He literally said, "I'm Batman, Bruce Wayne."
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he was
which is
told to be a
great
hero.
because in the CW Flash series, they make references to Marvel all the time. So in
Yeah.
their world, Marvel's a comic book. It's not a real, that's the
cool.
comic book they read when they're superheroes. And I
Right.
guess this is
Hysterical.
them doing it. I-
Also, I'll tell you another thing made no sense. This is where the movie it was cheap. It was like Mantis says, "Throw me over the fence," and then
yeah,
Drax throws
that
over the
made no
fence.
sense.
But it made no sense because literally in the same scene, we see her jumping over trees and then traversing Kevin Bacon's house like she's Spider-Man. And I'm like,
She was prepared for it though.
No, when they were chasing
no,
Kevin
she
Bacon, you
had
saw them like this.
Yeah.
I'm saying is
She could have jumped over that gate.
she could have jumped over that gate. So what was
She
that even
She wanted
about?
a little help. She wanted a little help, all right? She wanted Drax to feel wanted and
Look,
needed.
anytime you can see Drax and Mantis go back and forth with each other, it's funny. It's
They're a
funny.
dynamic duo in this game.
Their dynamic is fun, but
Yeah.
I didn't like it too much, and my issues were, why is the world so everyone just thinks they're in costumes the whole time they're on Earth? Like especially when they went to that bar, no one like batted an eye that they're aliens, and I can get Hollywood Boulevard
Did
because
you see the people in that bar?
huh?
Did you see
I
the
think they're
people
dressed
in
up
that bar?
I think they're dressed up for a different reason, Rich.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Okay,
She had antennas, and even and I can say everybody in there is drunk, but the bartender didn't even bat an eye that they looked bizarre. The bouncer at the door didn't even go, "You look weird." And this isn't a world.
This felt more like the world of She-Hulk. People are
Yes.
conditioned to it. We're living in a world where it's kind of all over the streets, and so
No, because the cops responded to them, and Kevin Bacon was like, "What the heck are you?" So it wasn't like they're used to aliens walking around.
yeah, you're right. But that's the whole problem with this content. It's like Mantis getting thrown over the fence. They set up something, but then they don't pay homage. They set up something, but then they don't pay homage.
I think Kevin Bacon more so responded to the fact that he bursted through their window. Like,
So wait. So you got the impression these people are used to aliens walking among them?
oh yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well,
There's
Thanos
nothing that
has
gave me
happened
that.
already.
No, I get they believe that the aliens are superheroes. I don't think they're going to show up in their clubs.
But they were
at the
freaking
bar
out
with
when they
an
saw the
alien.
spaceship. Like freaking
Right.
out when they
They
saw
were
the
like, "You
spaceship.
need to put camouflage mode on because they can't see us because people are
That's what I'm
scared of."
saying. They're setting up conventions and then throwing them out the window.
blip happened. That's why. This is like post blip.
But what Lawrence is saying is there's not consistency. People are either aware and have reservations, or they don't because they're so conditioned to it.
This is not the kind of content that you expect it to follow the rules and
But they should at least follow their own rules.
But it's within the world of content that follows the rules. That's why it's hard.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're right. They should have. Yeah, you're not gonna have Drax walk into a gay bar and all the guys will be like, "Hey, let's drink." It's gonna be like, "What the hell?" It doesn't matter. That's a gay bar. Any bar. No one's gonna be like, "Hey, let's party." Like, what the hell?
No, it's like, why do you look weird?
Yeah,
Like you look scary. Another issue I had was, and listen, I'm a Kevin Bacon fan. I love Kevin Bacon, man. I don't get why Kevin Bacon. If I was a kid in the 80s, get me Bruce Willis. I watched Die Hard. I get that I love Footloose. But if you're a kid in the 80s and you're talking about an action hero, you're talking about Schwarzenegger, you're talking about Bruce Willis, you're talking about Stallone, you are talking about Steven Seagal. Not Kevin Bacon saving the world.
Quill, like Kevin Bacon.
But he didn't
like,
save the world. He saved
why
his
are we
town.
judging Peter
Right.
Quill's
But
taste
Peter
in superheroes?
Peter
Yeah,
talks
which
about
is-
the 80s all the time. And if you were
Yeah.
to talk about his hero from the 80s, the way
He's
they
talking about
misinterpreted
Kevin-
it.
Hey, no. See, you're trying to put yourself in that shoe. If Peter Quill's talking about Kevin Bacon because that's his hero.
Yeah. You don't know that
I don't
Peter Quill
track.
wasn't destined to be a great dancer on Broadway.
That doesn't track. That doesn't
Yeah.
track. That doesn't track.
Yeah,
That
listen,
doesn't track.
Peter
That
Quill,
does not
Dick.
track.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're both right and wrong.
That don't track.
Right.
But you're right. I might be biased. You're right. If I was a kid, I enjoyed Footloose as well. But if I'm talking about like the action heroes that I grew up with, I'll probably talk about Rambo too. I'll probably
Well,
talk
Yeah.
about
But but the reason why that's the thing is obviously because of the canon of the joke in the first film. It was a joke. It's like Tony Danza is a joke in my film.
Tony
Until
Danza. Tony Danza is not a joke, but he's yeah.
Yeah,
He made
but it was the running gag. Kevin Bacon was their running gag, and so now you have the opportunity to actually put your gag into your content. Wow, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you like start watching it for real, I'm like, this don't make sense.
That's why the 45 minutes holiday special, not not the actual movie.
But I guess okay. The last time we saw the Guardians of the Galaxy for real, was
For real.
Avengers Endgame,
Uh-huh.
where they lost Gamora, where they fought to the death, where they
was heavy.
survived. We haven't actually dealt with their loss for real. They were a joke in Love and Thunder. They're a joke here. And it's like, yo, out of all the Avengers, they actually lost a family member. Yes, Tony Stark was an Avenger, but the Guardians are a family. Freaking
Do you want
Dom
this content
Toretto.
to deal with that, Lawrence? You want this content?
Yeah,
Deal
like
with
what are we
that?
talking about right now? This is Guardians
Well,
of the Galaxy holiday special. What are we
But
talking
I
about?
But it's where we left them. You don't leave me going,
Yeah.
my girlfriend died in battle, and you pick me
Peter
up with
was
Kevin Bacon.
soaking the whole time. How much more grief do you need for a
He
holiday
was,
but
special?
I
he was
think
walking around. No.
He was
it
moping.
was.
He was aside himself with grief, and he was making himself get through the day. And we all been there. We don't want to be working.
Three
Things
main
have happened.
characters died and stayed dead. Do you think they handled out of three?
Let me
They
tell you right
handled
now.
Gamora
Let
well
me tell you something
as
right
the
now.
first Guardians
I can answer
project
that with two
after
words.
Endgame.
2 words.
Mhm.
Holiday special.
What does that even
But-
mean?
but hang on.
Why is that a get out of jail free card? Why is that make okay to make
something
average
like
content?
serious and deep in a holiday special?
Listen, Peacemaker wasn't serious and deep,
It-
but the stakes mattered.
Look,
It
That was
wasn't-
the whole
that's like
series.
that's like you saying, like, oh, there's this whole thing with Luke Skywalker and Luke, his father. I want the Ewoks to deal
Werewolf
with it
by
on the
Night
holiday
was a
special.
45-minute special as well, and the stakes mattered in
Well,
Werewolf by Night.
I will say this: I thought it was a missed opportunity because with a 45-minute Christmas themed special, it could have been an opportunity to get this new timeline Gamora into the group dynamic in a way where she could have at least been in the group dynamic. Now, whatever that is going to have to be completely standalone or fast tracked, or could be what the whole next Guardians is about.
Which is the next Guardians is the last one. And in this Peter Quill story, we spent less time with Peter Quill and more time with Drax and Mantis running around Hollywood.
It was probably cheaper.
It was much cheaper. So then it felt, like you said, Jack, it felt cheap. The guy that we care the most about in this thing isn't really in this thing, which is Star-Lord. And the most emotional parts of this thing with him in it is a freaking cartoon.
Yes.
Holiday
Guys.
special.
What? That's not a get out of jail free card, Chris. I can't take a poop in a box and call it holiday special. You eat it like it's chocolate.
I'm not. Whoa.
No,
Wow.
but you know what? But that's why I felt conflicted. It's like on one level, I was.
It's doo-doo, baby.
It's doo-doo, baby. Dave Chappelle. It's doo-doo, baby. Sorry.
But that's why I felt conflicted, because on one level, content's content, right? And I'm happy to have content. But on another level, I almost wish I didn't have this content because somehow it cheapens the content I do have and love. And I think the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, especially the first one, is good. And
It's
Baby
great.
Groot is great. And then teenage angst adolescent Groot is phenomenal. And I don't really know what this guy in a suit
You
is.
said Groot? Guido Groot?
Young adult group. Yeah.
Why is he so jacked?
it's-
I enjoy it, but
Young adult. He's like, yeah, I got
I
into the gym.
didn't know how old Groot was.
I had no idea. It just felt like a bulky suit around a person, and the average person plus whatever the Groot suit is gonna feel bulky. It felt bulky. It didn't feel appropriate.
And
It's
look,
appropriate for the budget.
you guys are right when you say holiday special. But for me, we haven't spent much time with the Guardians post split, right? We haven't spent much time with them 5 years later after the aftermath of Endgame. So like seeing them is important. Like I know it's a holiday special, but it's not like we're picking up Spider-Man holiday special where it's like, okay, we just got a Spider-Man movie. We can take a little detour here. We haven't seen them for real since the end of Endgame.
You just nailed the problem. Lawrence just nailed the problem 100%. Here's the problem with the content.
Mm-hmm.
With or without it, it doesn't matter. It does nothing. So we gained nothing from this content, and that's the problem with the content. More than the budget, if they'd just given us something that validated it. The reason Werewolf by Night works is it's just an introductory story to new characters.
Right.
That's it. So there's no way for it not to work. This, we have these established characters. You're going to tell us a story. It's got to matter. We have to walk away learning something, or they have to learn something, or something has to change.
I learned something. I learned
What'd
where
you
Peter Quill got his blasters from. Yonder.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
But that goes
There
to
it
what.
is.
But that goes to what Lawrence just said. The most relevant thing is all just cartoon backstory.
I'm gonna pitch you my holiday special, Rich. How about this? They're going to Earth trying to find a celebrity to bring freaking Peter Quill, and they see, yo, this Zoe Saldana looks just like Gamora. We're gonna kidnap her and pay her green and bring her to the planet. And he sees someone that looks like Gamora, but it's not Gamora, and it's a train wreck. But at least the person he wants to see is all connected to his
What are you
major
talking about?
theme.
So you're gonna sit there
Gamora
and
is in the
play
content now, though.
No,
his
but
heart?
they lost that
Canada?
timeline. Gamora, she's gone.
You
They
have
can't
a
find her.
grieving Peter Quill, and you're
You
going to
didn't go
get an
back.
imposter
No, but she's
Gamora?
on the run.
Is
They
that what
can't
you're
find her.
talking about right now?
Which is
I
You're
didn't
talking
get
about
that
a man that's
yes.
already crushed. You're going to just destroy him even more with a fake, a phony, a fraudulent copy?
High stakes
Why would
drama,
they go to-
baby.
But why would they go to Earth looking for Gamora? She's not
No,
on Earth.
I'm saying they go on to Earth to find a celebrity to bring Peter Quill. Maybe try to find Kevin Bacon. They see Zoe Saldana in Hollywood, and they go, maybe we can bring him Zoe Saldana.
Oh, listen, I'll say this content is lateral because it's still not Gamora.
It would have been the same. No, but the thing is, what Peter would have wanted to see. He don't want to see no Kevin Bacon. He misses Gamora. And like Jack said about Vision, there is a Gamora out there somewhere. So how about instead of you trying to find Kevin Bacon, find Gamora?
Because that would have taken too much. All right, that would have been taking too much. That means you're actually trying to find someone who doesn't want to be found.
Rich, you're defending this holiday special.
I am. I am.
I'm not used to you being so passionate. And it's about the holidays.
Listen, y'all have me over here watching 5 episodes of Wednesday.
And there's 8, Rich. There's 8.
And I would say Wednesday was better than the Guardian special.
Shut your whore mouth, Jack.
By far.
3 out of 4 said yes.
By far.
I don't care what y'all say.
The Guardian special is like your favorite band playing none of their hits. It's like, it's great to see you guys together, but these are not the songs.
And what was the last song about? The last song actually wasn't better than the first song.
Singing his song. That's what it was. It was a chance for Kevin Bacon's probably like, look, I have a band, so if I'm in this, I gotta sing my song about.
Well, that's great,
baby
but
being
it should have been a holiday, a big holiday thing instead of like a baby being swallowed. So I don't know. Because I enjoyed seeing Kevin Bacon. I also enjoy that he exists in the content as Kevin Bacon, which is also odd because in the Marvel content, even though it is Fox, he's already a villain that died.
Yeah. No, that villain looked like him.
Yeah, looked like him. Coincidence.
Well, actually, it would have been on his resume.
Maybe not this Kevin Bacon. Maybe that movie didn't exist in this world.
I think the X-Men. Well, here's what's funny: the X-Men now exist.
Not that X-Men.
Because Kevin Bacon exists as the actor Kevin Bacon. X-Men exist as fictional characters in this timeline. They just do.
Because Kevin Bacon was the bad guy in First Class. Therefore, Kevin Bacon, if it's on his IMDb page, he was the bad guy in First Class. Therefore, makes the X-Men part of this world's pop culture. unless this world's Kevin Bacon was never in that movie, because this is still not our Kevin Bacon.
Let's not go down a paradox street, please.
Let's not do
It's all
that.
paradox, baby. So that moment in Terminator 2.
No.
All right.
Now, I did poop-pool out on it, but I will say this. I always enjoy seeing these characters. I enjoy freaking hearing Bradley Cooper's Rocket. I love seeing, just seeing freaking Chris Pratt as Peter. I love seeing these characters. And yes, Drax and Mantis, I didn't realize their relationship was toxic. I thought weren't they like kind of cute in Guardians too?
Yeah, he thought she was hideous, but I thought it was
Relationship
kind of
enter a
romantic.
funny phase after a
But-
while.
No, now they're the old married couple now.
Yeah,
It's
they'll
just
come back
ridiculous.
out of it. They got to get past that, and then they'll.
No, they're in it. This is all that's left.
They'll get no. This is that in between funny, 3/4 in.
This is that old married couple where it's like, I told you to throw me over the fence. I did. You didn't wait for me to get ready. It's like, I hear both of your points of view, and you're never going to be on the same page, but you love each other anyway.
That's interesting.
Old married couple. So what do you rate this, guys?
I give it a solid 5.
I co-signed 5.
I got 5 on it.
He's giving this a 7.
Get off the podcast.
Rich, you are now the new Chris.
This is how it feels.
Well,
Doesn't it feel good to gang up on someone?
so collectively, we've given it a 5.5.
Yeah, that's probably.
You mean that for real?
I mean it.
You just
just to piss y'all off.
I know you do.
I
I know you. You're pissed off that we made you watch Wednesday, and you're like, "Oh, you don't like this, huh?"
Everyone's
Man.
entitled to their bad decisions, so
No,
7 is fine.
But I will disagree with one thing you said, Jack. It's still always good to see the Guardians, and even though we didn't need to see this,
Yeah,
I'm still
it's a missed opportunity. If you're gonna spend the time to tell a story, then why not tell a story that at the end of the story it matters a little bit? This didn't matter.
We're seeing this. This is phase 4, right? This
I
has
don't know
kind of
what
been
phase
phase 4.
I wouldn't put that in phase 4.
Rich,
But I wouldn't put it in phase any.
Everything makes sense.
Was
Give
that
him the 2 words that explains everything.
holiday special? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
Y'all getting so deep into a holiday
No,
special?
but I'll say this. But hang on. If you watch Doctor Who always has a holiday.
Okay, nerd.
What do you think this content is, you geek?
I have this on my desk, Rich.
Look, it's-
We're all nerds. I'm sitting next to a dragon deck.
the Doctor Who holiday specials push the content forward, and if you watch them, they aid when you pick up the season. If you're watching a lot of animes, One Piece has holiday specials. If you watch those specials, they add something to the characters by the end of the special. So a lot of content has specials that are completely unrelated but related to the overall plot.
I'd say, you talk anime. I take those as just fillers.
Sure,
Yeah.
but fillers
Yeah,
that
well, a
push
filler.
the characters and the content forward. This is just a filler. It's a holiday special filler.
And I will say the reason why I liked Wednesday wasn't for the story, but the emotional arc in here. It could have been filler. Just start this show with Peter being sad because there's something about Christmas he's missing. I got no implication that Christmas is what's part of his sadness right now. If they made Christmas part of his sadness, then them trying to fix Christmas, at least we get an emotional arc. But here, he didn't care about Christmas. It's
Right.
Gamora. It got nothing to do with Christmas.
Right. And especially by the
They
time
didn't
we
understand that. They just
Wait,
thought,
he's right.
Christmas is a
But
season.
if it's a Christmas special, then the person is longing for Christmas.
Right. And by the end of it, what we found out was Peter actually had a good relationship with Christmas with Yondu. It wasn't actually a bad Christmas relationship.
Yes.
At the
So we
beginning
got
So
the
he was
perspective
fine.
from his friend, or what was the guy's name? That's why we went down this whole rabbit hole,
So
because
this
his
whole-
boy was
but
like,
It
"Hey,
made no sense.
Christmas was crap for him, so that's why he feels bad."
And at the end of the movie, Peter's like, "Y'all didn't have to go on this journey at all.
I
I
like
had a
Christmas.
great Christmas."
Listen,
Right.
hey, it's
Which,
because y'all listen to the wrong people. And
wait,
that happens. It
honestly,
happens in
if-
real life. You listen to the wrong person's perspective on something, and then you get the wrong story.
I'll say this: if they had leaned into that punchline, what we just said, Lawrence, like if that
Mhm.
was the punchline of the whole thing, then it would have been at least on like a Seinfeld comical level. And you're like, okay, it's literally about nothing, and it didn't need to happen, but it was an enjoyable ride. But that's also
Mhm.
not what they were trying to tell us. So it's like it was a bad blend of the whole thing is about the frivolousness of this didn't need to happen at all, but it happened. Ha ha ha. That wasn't the content. And the
And
content
Chris-
wasn't.
It needed to deal with loss. Because at the end of this, it ain't about Kevin Bacon. He gains a sister. So you gain something. If you gain something, it's because you were missing something. Yandu, Gamora, his mother, like his life on Earth, he's missing something. And in the end,
Kind of in
he
there.
finds out but they didn't land the plane with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's your emotional arc. You land the plane on that. So him getting his sister at the end is filling the hole that we saw in him from the beginning. A Christmas special is we all sing carols at the end because Scrooge learns the importance of Christmas. Peter did not learn the importance. It was already
didn't.
fine.
Yeah, he didn't need to. Right.
He needed something to fill the hole of Gamora, and he got it. His sister.
That's
Christmas is great for Peter, and like I said before, Chris gets it. I don't know why y'all can't get it.
I don't think Chris gets it.
Holiday special.
2 words. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Holiday special. Y'all trying to find a deep meaning behind the Rosetta Stone
Listen,
of the
I
Holy
got
Grail.
I
in the
got
holiday
two words. I got 2 words. Doodoo baby.
On that note,
Doodoo baby. When you open up that box of chocolate, I'm gonna be like, doodoo baby.
so if you enjoyed this, you can catch more of our stuff on.
You can catch more of our stuff. Hit the description below. We have a podcast. Hit that link. Listen to us go on and on about geek stuff. We talk news. We debate. We have wonderful jokes that Rich loves every single week.
Yes, he does.
He does. We also have Instagram, TikTok. We're dropping content all day, every day. Hit our playlist. We got other reviews. We got unboxings, comic books. We have it all right here. Make sure you, subscribe while you're here. Hit that notification bell too. And make sure you like it and tell a friend. We'll be back. Same that time.
Same bad channel.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. What's up, y'all? Welcome to 3 Brothers and a Shot of Milk. We're talking